Hey you guys, it's Crystal. So today we're talking about marketing because I so far have a lot of topics you want me to discuss, and I'm going to try to cover all the topics that you guys asked me about. But today, instead of my contract video, as promised, I'm just going to do marketing as said. And it's a book that my boyfriend bought me. It's called Designing Your Brand Identity, and your brand identity is extremely important. Creating your brand, some of the points I wrote down is knowing your audience, and for our designers, that's target market. Who is your target market? Who are you selling to? Who do you want to buy your clothes? What is the price? What is the revenue you want to make? Those are the things you need to keep in mind. Supply and demand. You need to know what your clientele wants, what they want to spend, what style that they're going for. You need to research your target market. That go back to knowing your audience. Then competitor knowledge, competition knowledge. I always say I'm your competitor. And so it's okay to go to look at your competitor and look at your competition and see what they're doing. It's okay. Chick-fil-A does it. Burger King does it. McDonald's do it. All these big companies do it. So why not you do it to make your brand better? And then last one is current events. So it's okay to look at what's going on in the world to get inspiration for your collection. So when I open up my book, it said, "What is branding?" So I'm going to read it to you. It said, "Branding is a disciplined process used to build awareness and extend the customer loyalty." So one thing I want to say that I pulled from this is about building the experience. So you want, we're gonna talk about this next week about creating an online experience. You have to create an online presence. That's very important in creating your brand. You want your brand to stand out because so many fashion designers, see I so the air quotes fashion designers in the world. And the reason I threw the air quotes because you have t-shirt designers who think they're fashion designers when they're not. If you can't make me a dress, if you can't make me a blazer from scratch, or vice versa, you're not a designer. That's I think. But it said branding is about seizing every opportunity to express why people should come across one brand over another. Brand loyalty, people fall in love with a brand. Like you have people that love iPhone, they only stick to iPhone, like iPhone versus Android, for example. I'm an Android lover. I'm a Samsung lover. I won't leave Samsung because I fell in love with the experience of Samsung. So that's how your brand should be. Um, when it said, okay, so you have different types of branding that we're gonna talk about. You have co-branding. That's when you're partnering with another brand to achieve a goal. So let's say me and you live in Atlanta and we wanted to work together to get more customers, get more buyers, clients. That's co-branding. Then you have digital branding. What I'm doing right now, that's social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. When you all the time is on social media and you promoting, that is digital branding. Personal branding is the way you represent your brand. That was my last video that I'm going to link down here. That's when you rock your brand. Remember that. That's how you are your brand. Remember that. If your brand is dashiki, you are dashiki. So we'll get back to that. Um, Causing brand, aligning your brand with a charitable cause. So let's say I design a dress and I want to give 90% to breast cancer because that's something dear to me. Then that's cause branding. So that's something. Oh, there's one more branding. It's called country branding. I didn't read that one. It says it affects the tourists. So I guess that's for people that live in different states. That's very popular. Um, So one thing I do want to say, if you do have a brand and it's not doing good, I understand. I've been there. So it's time for you to reevaluate your brand. That's one thing you need to do. You need to look at your brand, see what's not working, what's not good. And I'm doing this video because I requested today. Um, so another thing I'm going to point out, I'm going to show it to you actually. I don't know if you can really see it, but back to marketing. But don't forget, marketing is all about branding, knowing your brand. I'm gonna go back to it again, knowing your target market. Who is your target market? Who is your audience? Who are you selling to? That is extremely important. And don't forget to know your worth. That go back to the other video about profits. It's okay to ask for what you're worth. Now, if you know your work is not up to par, work towards that goal of making that profit. Remember that. But you know what? People will buy crap. As long as you can sell your butt off, people will buy anything. Let's verify that. One thing, people would buy anything. I promise you that. Um, Another thing you should do is make your brand easy. Make it relatable to your target audience. But that go back to knowing your target audience. So we're gonna have to get into that probably in this video, or whenever. It's customer profile. So you need to build a profile who your customer is. Then you should make it easy to sell. Like it should be easy to sell. If you know your target market, it'd be easy. Then there was what else. Oh, brand strategy. And this video is gonna be kind of long. I'm sorry if some of you guys don't like watching videos that long, but I'm really trying to hit a few points for you guys. The points that I liked. So see the world through the customer eyes is what I wrote. That go back to know your target market. I want you to think like you're your customer. What do your customer want to wear? What do your customer want to buy? For me, recently, keep posting all my pictures on Facebook. I figure out what my customer want. I figure out the products I need them to make money. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I have posted a yellow dress. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I made it's on my group, Live Life. So I got so many comments on that dress. People that knew me, and I was like, oh, so my target audience loved that particular dress. It's really sassy, but classy at the same time. So it's okay to do surveys. Do surveys of people you don't know. Do surveys. I promise you'll get good feedback. If you don't get good feedback, it's okay. Just learn from it. Like that's what I'm doing. But let me read this part that I highlighted. Brand strategy is a roadmap that guides marketing, makes it easier for the sales force to sell more. It provides clarity, content, and inspire employees. So eventually we will have our Fortune 500 company. I'm going to speak them into existence. Eventually we're going to have that. So right now we're working on building our brands as fashion designers. We're working on making sure our product is really good for a buyer to buy. I'm going to say it. Saks Fifth Avenue. Oh, yes. Who else I want my clothes to be in one day? Nordstrom's. So we're working up to Bloomingdale's. We're working up to that level. So, but right now we're learning who our market is, our brand. We're defining our brand right now. So, who developed the brand strategy? You. So they go back to your business plan. I'm not sure if you have a business plan. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have one because I hate business plans, but I understand it. So anyway, you should know your brand strategy. What is your strategy behind everything you do? It's a purpose behind everything you do. Now remember that everything you do in your career is a purpose. It's like a little dot. It's point A, then it's point B, then it's point C, then D. It connects. It can remember that it all connects. Um, so your brand DNA, you have culture, and then you have business. What is the business of your brand? Do you see investors investing in your brand? That's something that you should think about. Have you been approached by investors? I have, but I'm not ready to have people invest yet. So, um, our brand. Now listen to this. And I see a lot of designers, some of y'all all over the place. I used to be all over the place. My family used to tell me, Crystal, you're all over the place. Until recently, I caught this and I understood what it meant. A brand becomes stronger when you narrow your focus. I'm going to say it one more time. Your brand becomes stronger when you narrow the focus. So when you have a focus and a goal and you're shooting for that goal, now you may be doing YouTube, you may be doing fashion shows, you may be doing your online, you may be doing all this other stuff, but it all connects to the big picture. Remember, it's always a big picture in whatever you do. So that's something I do want to talk about. So less is more. Let me say that. I know my past has been really short. I know I'm at 10 minutes, but I'm so sorry. But anyway, less is more. But like I'm gonna go back to my all together, putting marketing together. It's about building a experience and making sure it's easy for your customer to fall in love with your brand. That's what it's all about. It's so many, like I said, so many fashion designers. And you have a lot of designers out here that are very, 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 very cheap, and they don't realize that. They make it harder for me and you to make a sale because whatever her name over or his name over here selling the same exact thing for 50, but our work is better, but but their experience is better because it's cheaper. But if our experience is better, think about it. Apple costs a lot of money, right? Samsung is cheaper, but you have people that rather save their paychecks to go to Apple versus Samsung. So it's all about the experience. Apple gives you experience. Apple gives you an experience. Um, that's pretty much how I can ask that question that I was asked today in the group. And I'm trying to think. I talked about customer experience, building an experience. This book is a really good book. It's so my boyfriend bought it for me. It was my birthday gift. Birthdays on Christmas, and I just really want a lot of books about my career if I can make it better and stuff like that. And I'm trying to think of anything else I'm missing. And don't forget, social media is very important. Important. They gotta talk about one thing, one more thing. I know this video is long. This is no longer about marketing. This is about something else that has came to my attention. We are our biggest critics as fashion designers. I'm just gonna say this one time. We are our biggest critics as fashion designers. We may think this dress or this outfit or whatever we made looks okay, but the world sees and says, "Oh my God, that's amazing! I want one," and we don't want to sell it because we're not confident in our work. So you have to be confident in your brand to market your brand. Let me say it one more time. You have to be confident in your brand to market your brand. Like, you have to be confident. So stop being your biggest critic and become your biggest cheerleader and learn what you can do to make it better. That's very important. Another thing, I know I was asked in a lot of videos. So I wrote a list of all the things you guys said, and I'm going to try to accomplish every video for you guys. And I want to say thank you guys for subscribing to me, and thank you to my future subscribers. I really appreciate it, and I really hope this marketing video really helped you. And like I said, so the key points today that you need to remember in this whole video is know your audience. That's target market. Supply and demand. What products do your target market want, and what's going to make you the most profit? Competitor knowledge. Know your competition. Always be one step, two steps ahead of your competition. Always. And current events. Current events can inspire you. And another thing that is my personal thing, create a brand experience. Create that experience for that customer or that client. So when you call them customers or clients, I'll call my people clients. So you create experience for your client. Create a wonderful experience. If you work from home like me, it's okay because let me tell you, make sure your house is clean. That's common sense, right? And then I have music playing when they come in, and they forget that they're in my apartment. They think they're at a little boutique, but they're not because I have dresses everywhere. So they like, oh, but you can create your experience. I don't care what's going on. You create your experience. You create what's going on around you. So keep positive energy around you. Always keep them screenshots for inspiration. And as always, live, laugh, and sew. And a new video is gonna come soon. Thank you guys. Oh, one more thing. The link at the bottom, like always, is the link to my group. You can add pictures you want me to try to do for tutorials, DUIs, questions, comments, everything you need, you can go to that group and I will comment back. I'm very open, I'm very down to earth. And as always, like I tell you guys, if you don't like me, flip my hair because I don't care, because that's me in real life. You are actually getting the real Crystal. I hope you guys enjoy me. Like, if not, you already know the little thing. Flip your hair, don't care. But anyway, live, laugh, and sell. And thank you guys for letting me into your homes. And I really appreciate it.